Well, controversial content creator Bonnie Blue has been detained by police in Bali over alleged pornographic activities.
Bonnie Blue has officially been arrested in Bali. And honestly, nobody's shocked. This woman has spent years globe-trotting and pulling some of the wildest stunts imaginable. Now, she's finally facing real consequences. And we're not talking a slap on the wrist. This could land her up to 15 years in an Indonesian prison. Yep, that's the kind of trouble even Bonnie can't charm her way out of. Let's break down exactly what went down, how she got caught, and why this could mark the end of her chaotic reign. And trust me, the deeper you dive, the more intense this story gets. But first, for anyone who doesn't know Bonnie Blue, here's the deal. She's built her entire career on pure chaos and controversy. This is the creator who allegedly slept with over 1,000 men in just 12 hours. Yeah, that's the kind of wild we're talking about. Instead of hiding from it like a normal person, she turned it into her entire brand, and marketed it to the world. Now that you know the level of madness we're dealing with, brace yourself, because it somehow gets even crazier. Recently, she's been running what she calls a bang bus tour across the globe. And no, this isn't a joke. She literally buys a van, paints it blue, slaps her name on it, and drives around hunting for barely legal teens. She calls them skulilis and freshers. Fancy terms for people who just turned 18.
You'll grow into it. If not, give it to your dad for a Christmas present.
Brother, ugh.
It's disgusting. It's predatory. And honestly, it was only a matter of time before she ran straight into serious trouble. Bonnie's already been banned from multiple countries. Australia kicked her out last year, and she's even been deported from Fiji. At this point, she's basically persona non grata in half the world. But did that stop her? Of course not. People like Bonnie Blue don't have a moral compass. The part of the brain that tells you, don't do this, simply doesn't exist for them. So after getting banned from Australia, she pivoted. She told her followers, if you can't meet me in Australia, come to Bali instead. And that's where everything went spectacularly, catastrophically wrong. Here's the thing about Bali. It's in Indonesia. And Indonesia has some of the strictest morality laws in the world when it comes to adult content. We're talking about a place where even watching pornography is illegal, not just producing it. So for Bonnie Blue to roll in with her bang bus and start filming explicit content, she might as well have walked straight into a police station with a sign that said, "Arrest me." And honestly, that's basically what happened. Last week, Indonesian authorities raided the spot where Bonnie and her crew were operating. She was arrested along with 17 men, aged 19 to 40. And when I saw the footage of these guys leaving the police station, shirts pulled over their faces, I couldn't help but think. Imagine being so deep in trouble that you end up in an Indonesian jail. All because of Bonnie Blue. That has to be the absolute peak of post-nut clarity in human history. And it gets even worse. When police raided her accommodation, they uncovered some truly damning evidence. We're talking 19 outfits labeled, School Bonnie Blue. Yes, School.32990. They also found boxes of condoms, lubricant, 9 pink necklaces, for reasons nobody can explain, flash drives probably filled with content we don't even want to imagine, and 2 sheets of Viagra pills, some already used. Honestly, how do you even begin to explain that to a judge? Oh, Your Honor, those outfits labeled school? Total coincidence. And the flash drives? Just my vacation photos. Yeah. Good luck selling that in an Indonesian court. On top of everything, police confirmed that her bang bus was completely illegal. The vehicle was registered as white, but she'd repainted it blue without updating the registration, and the taxes had expired back in 2023. So she wasn't just breaking Indonesia's strict pornography laws, she was also violating traffic laws. Honestly, it's like she was speed-running her way straight into jail. And now, here's where things get really interesting. Bonnie's passport has been seized. She's not allowed to leave the country. And while some of the men arrested with her have already been released, she's still being held along with 3 members of her team. That alone tells you just how serious this situation is. Legal experts in Indonesia say Bonnie could face up to 15 years in prison if convicted. And Indonesian prisons are not like those in the UK or the US. They're notoriously overcrowded, understaffed, and riddled with corruption. This isn't a place you want to spend 15 minutes, let alone 15 years. But here's the kicker. Some people think Bonnie might just end up deported, with a lifetime ban from Indonesia. Honestly, that's probably the most likely outcome. Indonesia loves making examples out of foreign tourists who break their laws, but they also don't want the headache of keeping a British citizen locked up for over a decade. Still, the very fact that prison is even on the table shows just how badly Bonnie messed up. And the craziest part? She had to know this was illegal. Did she not do any research before heading to Bali? Did her team not bother to Google if any of this was legal? It literally takes 5 seconds. But the truth is probably simpler. Bonnie got so used to getting away with everything that she genuinely believed she was untouchable. She's been pulling outrageous stunts for over a year now, and every time she faced consequences, she didn't back down. She doubled down and turned it into content. Banned from Australia? She made videos about it. Deported from Fiji? She bragged about it on stream. No wonder she probably thought this was all just part of the game. But here's the thing. Indonesia isn't playing games. And now she's learning, the hard way, no pun intended, that there are some lines you just don't cross. But what's truly insane is that Bonnie literally posted videos from Bali before her arrest, openly talking about how excited she was to meet barely legal guys during Schoolies Week. She was basically advertising what she planned to do. She even posted a video spitting into little vials, claiming her fluids would be dripping around the Gold Coast. Who talks like that? It's genuinely revolting.
But so are my fluids. My fluids are going to be dripping around the Gold Coast, and I cannot wait for your son to taste them and put them to very good use.
Oh! Ew! What the?
But honestly, this isn't too surprising. These days, it feels like a lot of streamers and influencers are just straight up degenerates in desperate need of Jesus. The worst part? There were actual teenagers in these videos, screaming and chasing after her van like she's some kind of celebrity. These kids are treating her like a pop star, when in reality, she's just a predator with a social media following. It's genuinely disturbing to watch. Of course, some people online try to defend her, saying things like, well, everyone involved is a consenting adult. What's the problem? And to those defending her, really? Have we really sunk this low? Is this what we consider normal now, where something this disturbing is treated as acceptable? It's honestly just crazy and straight up disgusting. And let's not forget, what she's doing is illegal in Indonesia, so there's no debate there. Even if it were legal, the way she markets herself specifically to barely legal teenagers is predatory. She's not just an adult content creator minding her own business. She's actively seeking out the youngest legal participants and bragging about it online. And let's not forget, this isn't Bonnie's first run-in with trouble. She's been banned from multiple countries, kicked off Airbnb, and even barred from OAF, which is saying something, because OAF basically lets anyone on their platform. Even her own family has reportedly distanced themselves from her. As of now, Bonnie is still in custody in Bali. Her passport is seized, and she's waiting to find out whether she'll face charges and potentially prison time, or just be deported with a lifetime ban. Personally, I think deportation is the most likely outcome. Indonesia probably doesn't want the international attention that would come from locking up a British influencer for 15 years. But make no mistake, they'll likely make an example out of her in some way. But even if she does get deported, the damage is already done. Bonnie's reputation, which was already in the gutter, is now completely destroyed. Being arrested in a foreign country for pornography charges isn't something you just bounce back from. And even if she tries to spin this into more content, I don't think people are going to be entertained this time. Here's the reality. Bonnie Blue's entire career has been built on shock value. She does something outrageous, people talk about it, and she makes money. But there's only so many times you can pull that stunt before everyone gets tired of it. Getting arrested in Bali for pornography charges? That's not edgy or cool, it's just sad and pathetic. Now, look, I'm all for people doing whatever they want with their own lives. If you want to be an adult content creator, go for it. Make your choices. But there's a huge difference between being an adult content creator and being a predator who specifically targets barely legal teenagers and films illegal content in a foreign country. And that's exactly what happened with Bonnie Blue. She's lost it all. Her bang bus was confiscated, her passport seized, and she's stuck in Bali facing potential prison time. Even if she somehow gets out of this, her reputation is completely destroyed. And honestly, she deserves every bit of it. This isn't an innocent person caught up in a misunderstanding. This is someone who knew exactly what they were doing, went ahead anyway, and is now facing the consequences. Sometimes karma is real. Watching Bonnie Blue finally face real consequences is honestly satisfying. Not because anyone should suffer, but because people like her need to learn there are limits. You can't just do whatever you want and expect to get away with it forever. If you have any questions about this, let us know in the comments. If you liked this news, please like it. If you want to be informed about such latest news, then subscribe to our channel.